Welcome to MSU Inside Out. I'm co-host Kylie Coons, joined as always by...
I'm Cole Clementich, excited for another show today, Kylie.
What do we have planned?
Yes, so we're going to get an update from Dwayne the Weather Rock and Matt, our weatherman, as well. We're going to have another art speed drawing later on in the show, a couple great news bits on package story from our own Parker Stria, and also, this is the show where we get to celebrate the ACHA National Champs, Kylie.
Yes, we do.
Yes, but before we get into that, while college basketball's March Madness takes place around the country, North Dakota has a different kind of madness with a blizzard shutting down the state. Parker Stria has more on the story.
Having plenty of snow on the ground during the spring is nothing new for North Dakota residents. Because of this, it's not uncommon that it gets in the way of travel. MSU sophomore Grant Gathman had to leave town early as a result.
Certainly with travel, I was going to go out, visit my parents a couple times. I really had to skedaddle, get out of college. Maybe had to miss a class or two, but at the end of the day, my safety is what's important, and beating that storm was my end goal.
KMSU producer and junior at MSU, Ethan Wiley, experienced a bit more trouble traveling due to the snow.
Yeah, so, my parents live in Nebraska, so trying to get out of the state was a bit of a headache. I wasn't able to leave until a day later because of the snow, and then I wasn't able to come back either until a day later than we had initially planned because of the snow. So, even still, the roads were, when we were going down, it was terrible. It was really bad. But, yeah, it is what it is. Still worked out. I'm still here, still safe, so.
Reporting for KMSU, I am Parker Stria.
Great stuff there by our own Parker Stria. I certainly do not want to be in any more blizzard conditions, as that is definitely not fun to be a part of. But what is fun to be a part of is that the Minot State Beavers are the 2023 ACHA Men's Division I National Champions. It's their third title overall and first since 2019. Here with me now is the tournament MVP and team captain Davis Sheldon and championship-winning head coach Wyatt Wassenchuk. Boys, thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, so just I'll let you guys have the floor. Just share your experience overall and how awesome is it to get this title?
Well, obviously it's, when you go through the process of a full season over 7.5 months to see these guys celebrating at the end of it, and for someone like Davis who's been here for 5 years and to play his last game at Minot State and go out in winning fashion like that is a pretty darn special feeling.
And yeah, from my perspective, you spend 7.5 months becoming brothers with these guys, and so for me as an older guy who got to be a part of the 2019 one, I wanted nothing more than for these younger guys to experience what it's like to bring home a championship, especially to Minot, North Dakota, where the support is unreal.
And talking about this playoff race where you guys, it was kind of a little bit of a breeze that first game, but then it really started to pick up. A couple overtime wins, and that last championship game was a 1-0 finish. Just talk about how much did you guys grow from that experience and be able to come away with the Murdoch Cup?
Yeah, obviously the emotion of it, and that's it's a strange tournament format. You play all season long, and then all of a sudden you fly to Boston and you hope that you win the first one, and if not, you're coming back home. So I thought we played a really, really good game that Friday night, and obviously the score was indicative of that, and then maybe pulled back a little bit in game 2 and played an Indiana Tech team that maybe we underestimated a little bit. And pulled it out in overtime the next night, obviously, another OT winner, and the guys were certainly making it tough on me as a coach. And then, just to do it in a 1-0 game against a highly offensive team like Adrian just kind of tells you everything you need to know about our team and the buy-in that we had, and pretty darn special. And, to win 3 in a row in 1-goal games, tells you how tough that tournament grind is.
Yeah, we have a lot of guys that come from the Canadian junior system. And so this one and done is pretty new to them. So to be able to, get them out there and have them understand that you don't have 7 games to win a championship. You get 1, and if you don't make the most of it, then you're going home on the plane early. So I just think we had a really good locker room, really good bench. We knew the entire time that it was up to each and every one of us to go out there and just put in the work that we had to do.
Real quickly here, guys, quick hitter, just talk about, I know I talked to you last night, Coach. How do you guys plan to celebrate, and how's the things going on with the team right now?
I think that's a Davis question, I'd say.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. We're parading the trophy around to all the local bars and whatnot that kind of, you could say, supported us all year. A lot of sponsors there and whatnot. So, yeah, we're just bringing it around, and everybody's more than welcome to come get pictures out of it or do whatever you want.
Awesome. Well, unfortunately, we are out of time. But, guys, thank you so much for sharing a little bit of that Boston experience. And congrats on the ACHA National Championship.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for being here. Once again, guys, you just heard the head coach of the winning Minot State University Beavers and the tournament MVP from the men's hockey team, Wyatt Waslinchuk and Davis Sheldon. When we come back here, folks, we're going to preview an update from Matt and the Weather Rock to see where he's been during spring break. And also, student government elections have come and gone. We'll have more details after this. You're watching MSU Inside Out.
Welcome back to MSU Inside Out. We have one more interview, sports news, and we're bringing back the draw off. But before all of that, we need a weather update from Matt and Dwayne. How is the weather looking?
Yeah, it's looking a lot better in Minot and throughout North Dakota, unlike spring break where we had basically closed roads. It was absolutely just terrible. But Dwayne is not going to be doing the weather this time. He was busy, so he couldn't do the weather, but he did something absolutely incredible. So let's check out Dwayne. That's right. We're Natty Champs, boy. Let's go. Woo! That was... Thank you, Ethan. Thank you. Yeah, of course, we're Natty Champs. Look at all of them. Look at Dwayne right there. Oh, we just love them. Woo! Anyway, in Minot right now, it's currently 18 degrees with a high of 31 and a low of 20 with sunny skies. It's absolutely bright today. Temperatures throughout the state, Wilson is at 22, Dickinson at 23, Bismarck at 18, Grand Forks at 13, and Fargo at 15. So a little bit colder on the east side of the state today, but that's kind of normal. It's whatever. It's pretty good today, honestly. Road reports, clear roads, unlike spring break where I almost didn't make it home, to be honest. It was really bad. We did have a few accidents right here in the West Fargo area and Grand Forks area, but if you're not going there, you're perfectly fine. For a 7-day forecast, Friday will have 35 degrees, and then once we go on through the next week, we're going to be at the low 20s in Tuesday and Wednesday, low 20s through those days. So just still keep on your coats. We're not into spring yet, even though we want to be, but I'm excited for the warm weather to come. Kylie, are you excited for the warm weather?
I am. I stayed here over spring break and I stayed inside, that's for sure. But with spring on its way, that means so are SGA elections. I am here with newly elected President Ningi Damanambo. Thanks for coming, Ningi.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So we just found out mere minutes ago that you were elected as president. How does that feel?
That feels amazing, honestly. I felt really happy. I'm very grateful for the students, and I'm also very grateful for the person I ran against because he really helped me, you know, push myself to be out there and just really know what I was fighting for. So, yeah.
That's awesome. So I know that most students know that SGA is student government, but I did realize that when all the posters were up, a lot of students were confused. Why elections now?
Usually it's because the current officers are either graduating or, you know, it's a new year. So we need to elect officers around, let's say, late March, you know, to get them acquainted to the process of how to, you know, lead in those positions. And it's mainly for the upcoming year. So I will hold this position up until next year, but we're going to have another election around the same period, you know, for the new set. So
Exciting.
That's, yeah.
So how did you get into SGA?
So just like any student on campus, you know, you're looking for clubs or organizations to get involved in, just something you're passionate about. And I don't know, something about SGA just made so much sense to me because it involved all these committees where you can like advocate for yourself and also fellow students. And, you know, as an international student, that was huge because we had some changes we wanted to make. You know, it's already a great system, but, you know, there's always room for improvement. And so just starting off as a senator for like the past year or more and just like building up, you know, going for the committee meetings, you know, getting the chance to like go out of state, you know, it was just such a great opportunity and you kind of get stuck, you know, you just don't want to do anything else. So yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So we're running out of time a little bit, but I do want to ask, how has SGA impacted you and like what is your goal to take what you've learned in SGA into your future?
I would say SGA has helped me to be selfless for sure. And it's also taught me how to really understand what I'm fighting for and who I'm fighting for, and also just to be in a position where I'm listening to everyone's opinion, whether it's mine, our advisors, or just fellow students, just being selfless and being humble overall. And my main plan for SGA is just to be able to make everyone feel like they can come to us with their issues and just like spread awareness of what we do and, you know, that we're actually here to represent you and your problems.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm excited that you are our president and you get to represent us students, us regular students. So that was Ningi Damanambo, the new president for SGA. After this short break, we have the draw off and some news, so don't go anywhere.
Hello and welcome back to MSU Inside Out. Stay tuned. Later on, we got our second art speed drawing competition between Grant and Mason. Should be a lot of fun. But sports update from Parker. We have the ACHA National Champs here in town. Parker, how exciting is it to be an MSU Beaver fan at this time?
You know, it is definitely exciting, Cole. It's always great to have your university end up winning a championship in anything. And obviously our hockey teams are both very good, and for them to end up, or for our men's team to end up winning it all is just really impressive. It's really, really big for our school. But we are the champions, my friends. And just like the Queen's song, the Beavers did not stop fighting until the end. The MSU men's hockey team are national champions for the first time since 2019. The Beavers defeated the Adrian College Bulldogs 1-0 on Tuesday in a revenge game from the 2021 National Championship game. The men's team will look to come out strong again next season after losing a lot of key seniors. A season for the ages has come to an end for the Minot State women's hockey team. The Beavers made it all the way to the ACHA National Championship game. Unfortunately, they fell victim to the 4-time defending national champion Liberty University Flames in the championship game. Despite losing 7 seniors this year, the Beavers will look to regroup and come out strong next season. The Minot State baseball team's domination this season has shown no signs of stopping. The Beavers currently have a record of 12-13. They just got back from a 3-game series against the University of Sioux Falls that saw the Beavers score 10 or more runs in each game. The series was highlighted by a 17-run final game for Minot State. Our own Trevin Badger started the first game and had 10 strikeouts in 7 innings. The Beavers will be in action today with a doubleheader against Augustana University. They will then play Minnesota State University Mankato in 3 games across the upcoming weekend. The late February skid has not slowed the momentum of the Minot State softball team. After losing 4 straight games to end the month, the Beavers' record had broke even at 9-9. That was until the University of Regina came to town. The Beavers outscored the Cougars 36-1 in the 4 games they played last weekend. The road ahead will not get any easier for Minot State, however. The Beavers will play a doubleheader against the NSIC leading University of Minnesota Duluth next Saturday. Game 1 will start at noon with the second game to follow. Cole, I see you're wearing that nice Minot State hockey jersey, and like you said, they are national champions for the 3rd time overall. It's just a great for the school. And I also heard that you were at the airport last night to meet them when they got back.
Yes, it was a great time. We had a large group there, of course, support from the community, but I got to hang out with a couple of the media outlets over there, and we saw them coming down the escalator with the Murdoch Cup, and everyone with their cowbells and noisemakers. It was just a great time overall. I got the chance to talk to Coach last night about it and interview him, and also got to touch the Murdoch Cup as well. So, yeah, like I said, great times overall, Kylie.
Yeah, I can say that I was not a hockey fan before I came to school now, and I can say with confidence. But without further ado, we now have one of our newer crew favorites, the draw-off. I wonder what monstrosity Grant and Mason will draw for us tonight. Let's give them the prompt.
Thank you so much for that harrowing review of our segment, Kylie. And I think we need to just step right into it. Let's see what our prompt is. All right, and we're just going to go ahead and give this a little unfold here. I believe this was a prompt from our own cameraman, Logan, today. So we've got a prompt that is draw a portrait of Neil in Florida. Neil being our advisor. All right, Grant, why don't you start us off?
I'm going to start us off here. Logan, do you want to cue us with the time? We're going to start the time in
3, 2, 1.
All right, so since it's Florida, we're going to start off with some beachy weather. This right here, this line represents the sand. We're going to have a palm tree. We're going to have a palm tree right here. Here are the palms. We're going to have some great cocoa nuts right there. Some great cocoa nuts. This right here, this is Neil.
Easy.
He's in his flower shirt there, representing the tropical nature of Florida.
30 seconds.
All right, yeah.
There's his hands.
I think I've seen him wearing this exact outfit.
I have too. There's his feet. There's his nice little straw hat.
Oh, of course, he's a One Piece fan.
What else is Florida famous for?
Gators.
He loves Disney World.
Wow.
Mickey Mouse.
This is upsetting. All right, stolen my prompt.
3.
He's talking about Mickey Mouse. All right, Grant. I think she's beautiful. What a looker. Can you kind of just give me a rundown?
Well, naturally, Mason, as I described, this landscape here represents the tropical nature of Florida. We have palm trees here, sand to distinguish that. Even the tropical shirt that, you could wear at any occasion, but here, it's very fitting. Florida is, of course, famous for housing Disney World. We got Neil here excited to go to Disney World, really hand over heels here for that. He's, dressed for the occasion with his straw hat.
All right, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and get drawn just a little bit. And I think, Logan, if you will start the timer now.
3, 2, 1.
Go it. All right, so I also was going to take a Disneyland approach. I don't entirely remember what Neuschwanstein kind of looks like. I know there's some turrets here.
The Cinderella Castle.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
boy.
Famously based off of the Castle Neuschwanstein in Germany. I will be drawing that. It's got a good gate here, and here's Neil. He's got some ears, and he's got hair, right? and there's. There's Neil. Hang on, actually, I don't want him to have hair. I want him to have the goofy hat. He's got the
Disney ears.
Yeah. There's Neil. Woo! He's real happy to be here. He's got a balloon. It's got Mickey ears, and I think that's Neil in Disneyland. He's like, yeah.
3,
2, 1.
That's it. I think this is honestly possibly my opus, my magnum opus, in that I think that the goofy hat is possibly the greatest thing I've ever drawn.
Better than my straw hat is what you're trying to say
bowler
here.
hat, yeah.
So just to summarize here, we have Neil in Florida, me represented by the tropical beach, and Mason with Neil taking a trip to Disney World.
I think it's wonderful. And thank you guys so much for tuning in to the draw off. I will go ahead and kick it back to you guys.
Well, I don't know how Neil will feel about his portraits, but I can say I am not surprised by the turnout. They are fantastic.
Oh, okay.
Cole, what do we have left for the show?
Yeah, so thank you, Grant and Mason, for that. But yeah, with that, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, folks, we are going to wrap up the show and kind of give off our final thoughts. Again, you're watching MSU Inside Out.
Destin Hall. My major is broadcasting, specifically journalism. I've always liked photography. I just like to be that guy with the camera. I like interviewing the people. That's just something I always wanted to do. My grandpa always read the newspaper, so I wanted to take that and write in the newspaper because I know he'll be proud. So I want to get all my classes in right now so I can have a lot of experience in the field. So as soon as I get out of college, I can find the job that I really want to do. The people here are very wonderful. It's like a big family. They'll always have your back, and that's what I like about it.
I'm Shalom Barron. I'm from Kalispell, Montana. I'm a junior. You do a lot of hands-on classes. I've never done newspaper writing until now. I think it's great to be able to actually practice that. When I graduate, I'll actually have pieces that I've written. I definitely am interested in politics in general. I've been trying to focus on things that really interest me. That way I have experience in the things I'm interested in.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to MSU Inside Out for the final stretch run. Kylie, what a great show it was today. We got to honor the ACHA national champs. They're in town now. Also got a great update from Dwayne the Weather Rock, and congrats to Nengi as well for being elected the SGA president. Kylie, what else did we have to enjoy on this wonderful show?
Yeah, we got a nice little rundown of all of the MSU sports from Park. Of course, the draw off. Excited has been making a continuous return in all of our shows. What do we have coming up next week for MSU?
Yes, real quickly here, folks. The Inside the Dam podcast, a couple announcements. The Inside the Dam podcast will be back on Monday at 7:30 p.m. Also, a few of us will be gone next week for the Midwest Journalism Conference. I will not be here. Our sports anchor Parker will not be here, and we'll also be bringing a couple faculty. So you'll see some old faces in some new positions next week. And Kylie, anything else that is important to note of?
I think that's it. I think
that's it?
Yeah, I think we will be joined with, hopefully Trevin will be back, and that will be the first time Trevin and I get to co-host together. So that is one thing to look forward to next week, while unfortunately you are gone.
Yeah, we'll have a good time certainly in Minneapolis. So that's going to do it for us here, folks. Again, you just watched MSU Inside Out. We'll see you all next week.